Tony, do you think that Wonder Woman wants to meet me?
Do I think Wonder Woman wants to meet you?
Yeah.
Just Wonder Woman in general, or specific?
The Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot?
No, Wonder Woman. Do you think she wants to meet me?
I would say yes.
You're right. She's Diana to meet me. Welcome to the greatest DC show on YouTube, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. We are back, baby, and we're excited to spend some time with you tonight. I know a little bit about tonight's subject. A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, I'm curious to get your take.
Yeah. Joining me tonight, of course, is the Royal of Foils. He survived a No Kings protest. Welcome, Signature King. How are you?
I agree. It's good to be alive. And for those of you who don't know, I attended Baltimore Comic-Con and I marched right through the No Kings protest, dressed as a king, and had absolutely no idea.
Did you get looks?
Yeah. Not only did I get looks, but like people were like shoulder checking me and like getting in my way a little bit.
They probably thought that you were trying to be a problem on purpose.
Well, the main issue is they had Baltimore Comic-Con and the Baltimore City Marathon and the No Kings protest all on the same street
at the same time.
So they closed part of the sidewalk. So I had no choice but to go through the I had no choice to get there. I had to go through the protest. And I thought to myself, like, as I'm going through this thing and people are like, giving me, like, the tension was so thick, you could feel it. And people are shoulder checking me and bumping me, and they're not saying anything to me or getting in my face, but I could tell I was not wanted. And I thought to myself, like, man, the people of Baltimore can be spicy, but like, what's with the hostilities? And then I got through, and it didn't dawn on me till I was done. Like, oh, like someone mentioned it, like, oh, that's what that was. Like, okay.
And you had your crown on.
Had the crown and everything on. And I told that story to Mark Wade because we were just chatting about stuff, and I told him about that story. Dude, he thought it was the funniest thing. Like, he had to stop signing for a few minutes and just laugh about it.
That's great.
And I didn't mean to do it. I didn't do it intentionally. It just happened. But
I bet sales at Burger King on Saturday were not hitting quotas.
Giving up burgers and fries. Yeah. Well, I should have dressed as the Burger King. Someone cosplayed as Jack in the Box. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's great. Did they have samples?
No, but I did meet someone was cosplaying as Macho Man Randy Savage, and he was giving out Slim Jims.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was pretty
nice.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Little Debbie there?
I didn't see Little Debbie.
Oh, that's sad.
Although I did find a Waldo.
Oh, you did? Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. So just maybe in a nutshell, because I know you'll be talking about it and I don't want to take away from the content that's going to be on yours. How was your Baltimore Comic-Con experience overall?
In terms of comic book volume, I didn't bring that much. I'm starting to get into a weird spot where it's like I have a lot of stuff from a lot of people, but it was still a 10 out of 10. I didn't really have any issues. Although for some reason the Mark Wade line was like crazy long, and usually he's someone like, he's popular, but I can go right up to him. But
yeah,
it was pretty long. But I had a lot of fun hanging out with Digger Jim and Southern Comic Book Geek. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Met some new people, and that's always fun. 2 people recognized me that I never met before, so that was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
great.
It was a lot of fun. I love it.
I know you've already shown one signature that you got. I think I saw that on Instagoose. And I look forward to your upcoming content on it.
I got one for the show tonight. For
good.
The book show. Yeah.
Good. We look forward to that.
With our theme, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, good. Well, we're going to acknowledge our chat in just a moment, but first I want to bring in our special guest. It's somebody, this is such an awesome show for me tonight because I am surrounded with really good friends. And Fanboys Live and the Retro Review, the greatest DC comic show on YouTube, goes worldwide as we are joined with a special guest all the way in Brazil. Let's say hello to Andre. Hi, Andre.
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
It's nice to be here again.
Yes, it's great to have you on the show tonight. And you certainly know a lot about our subject tonight.
I think so. Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, for those that might not know you, of course, I've talked a lot about you on my channel. So, a lot of people that watch my channel are subscribed, or maybe have even seen you in videos on my channel. They might know you, but for someone who doesn't know you, just give us like a 30-second rundown of who you are as a collector.
Okay, I'm this guy from Brazil. I love everything DC, especially Wonder Woman. I do like G.I. Joe stuff as well, but my main passion is Wonder Woman. It's always been since I was 4. And I think it was because the Super Friends cartoon, not the Wonder Woman show with Lynda Carter. I think it was more because of the Super Friends cartoon. So I'm this DC guy from Brazil. I'm a collector, and I've met Ryan twice along the years. I hope to meet Tony as well. And I'm here to give you my best impressions of my review. That's
awesome. Well, we look forward to it.
My question for you, Andre, is what is in Portuguese? How do you say Wonder Woman?
We say it's very similar to Spanish. In Spanish, it's Mujer Maravilla. In Portuguese, is Mulher Maravilha.
All right.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Tony? You know what's funny? When you say Wonder Woman in English, it's a WW, right?
Right.
That's her symbol. That's her logo. In Brazil, it's MM. So
is it the symbol is an MM too?
It's an MM. So
I did not know that.
Yeah. You guys say WW, we say MM.
Well, so that makes sense because in Brazil, aren't they at the bottom of the world? So you got to flip it.
Flip it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Right.
Well, let's say hello to our live chat. If you're watching on the rewind, we appreciate you as well. But we already have a very hoppin' live chat. Our first in is John's Comics with Friends. I'm doing a JLA versus Avengers live stream with him on his channel this Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Up next, we have Muabunga to the White Tiger, Cool, Calm, Collected. So, Ruby G, hope you're doing well. Our very good friend Matt, Mr. Gretzky, 9966, is here. And we're excited that he's here. No one is dressing up. So, Glenn is here seeking Superman. So, it's great to have you here. We were just a touch late. There were some technical difficulties that had to get fixed.
And it wasn't me this time.
It was not Tony. So, Matt asking if Glenn collects Superman, and you might say that because Matt collects Action Comics. And then also
Superman collects Superman. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Gordon's here too. We love that Gordon is here. Were you giving out burgers and fries, my friend?
I was eating burgers and fries.
Okay. Snap into it. So thank you guys so much for being here already. We already have a great chat. And we have 2 weeks worth of DC Comics news to really talk about. And that includes some New York Comic Con stuff. I'll get us kicked off that, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Rick Beach wrote some Swamp Thing back in 1989 that never went published. It's going to be published now. So his previously unpublished Swamp Thing 88 is going to be published as intended, the first of a 4-part story. Then he's going to team up with Tom Mandrake as an artist and Trish Mulvihill, who did Wonder Woman for a while. She'll do in the coloring for 3 more issues and put this series together that they're going to call Swamp Thing 1989. And this was a little bit controversial, I think, because this, in the first issue, was going to talk about Swamp Thing being there for Jesus' crucifixion.
I remember that.
Yeah, so this is something that's finally going to see the light of day. Now, Andre, is that something that you would check into or pick up when it comes out next year?
Not that I remember right now. I mean, probably there is, but nothing comes to mind right now.
Okay,
but
do you think do you think that's something you'll pick up when it comes out?
I can't remember right now.
No, will you pick it up when it comes out next year?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Nothing comes to mind right now.
Okay. How about you, Tony?
It's definitely on my radar. Depending on how it's released. If it's released in like a big omnibus, probably not. But if it comes out in like single issues, you mean that might interest me a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we had the finale of Peacemaker. Did you guys watch, Andre, did you watch Peacemaker season 2?
Oh yeah, I loved it. But it's funny. I saw something here in Brazil saying that it was like not well received in the US. People didn't like it much. I think it had a different approach from season 1, But even though I loved it, I liked it really. And I will tell you guys one thing. You know what? I think Chris is in Scartaris. I think James Gunn is going to introduce the world of the Warlord for the first time in DC television and audio, because he was in that environment where he could breathe, and it looked like our Earth, and there were sounds of dinosaurs all around him. So what do we know about dinosaurs in the DCU? Where they do live? They do live in Scartaris. So I think he's in Scartaris. That's my bet.
That's an interesting take. I mean, I could possibly see that happening. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. As for the finale, I enjoyed season 2 a lot. The finale, like most people here, I wasn't crazy about. The finale to me felt like it was full of a lot of filler. Not as much content, but a lot of filler.
I see where you're going, but I think it was something different. I think that Gunn wanted to do something different from season 1. We were always on the edge for the finale, and things were happening very fast, but not this time. It was like he was setting things down so he could prepare us for what's coming up. The creation of Checkmate and all the guys getting together. It was a surprise for me to see that black guy that I can't remember his name, that agent who is such a pain in the ass and talks too much. And I was quite surprised when I saw him walking with the guys. About Judo Master, I thought that he would actually trade sides, but that black guy, I can't remember his name, sorry. It was a surprise. It was a nice surprise for me because I didn't like him in the beginning, and I do now.
Learned to like him, yeah. That's cool. Yep. I want to say hi to Jason, who's here. No Comic Kings.
He was with me when I was telling the story to Mark Wade, and Mark Wade was having a time with it. It was really funny.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys got to spend some time, and you got to spend some time with the comic community. That's always fun when that happens.
Always is. Absolutely.
Yeah. Tony, do you have news? I still have some more, but I just wanted to give you a chance to interject. That's always fun when that happens.
Always. Oh, big echo somewhere. But no. The merger, the attempted merger between Paramount and DC Warner Brothers, sounds like it failed, which is good. And now this big thing is James Gunn going out? If that were to happen, would he get fired or replaced? Who knows? But I would say that'd be pretty stupid if that happened, because there's a lot of hype around his universe that he's creating. So I think if that were to happen, that would be an almost instantaneous death blow to whatever it is they're trying to make out of the new DC universe.
Yeah, for sure. There's some facsimiles that have been announced for upcoming release. Jack Kirby's New Gods #1 is going to get a facsimile release coming up in January. So there will be a regular, a foil, and a blank sketch when it goes on sale on January 14th. Andre, are you a facsimile fan? Do you like the facsimile comic books?
I like them, but I'm not crazy about them.
Okay, you don't collect them, really?
I don't.
Okay.
I think they're fine, and if I lived in the US, I might. But living in Brazil, I gotta spend my money with more crucial things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, completely understand. DC's also announced some more facsimiles that are coming. Batman 676 will be coming out as a facsimile. There will be foil and blank sketch variants besides the regular. That is scheduled for January 21st. The Killing Joke is getting a facsimile. I plan on picking this up. One of the greatest stories of all time. January 14th, it also will have a foil and a blank sketch. The next facsimile, Tim the Comic Collector. Tim's got to spend some money because there's a new Superman 75 coming out.
Jesus, how many copies is this thing gonna get?
Yes.
It's insane.
And there will be a regular, a foil, and a blank sketch cover when it comes on sale January 21st. And Andre, do you know who else besides Tim the Comic Collector collects all of the Death of Superman variants?
I don't. Who?
It is ComicFoo. And do you know about ComicFoo?
The one dressed as a tiger?
Yes. See? Even people in Brazil know Foo is a furry. Yes, he dresses as a tiger. Brave and the Bold 28 is getting another facsimile. It had one not all that long ago, honestly.
Why?
This will have a foil and a blank sketch. Of course, the first appearance of the Justice League. And another facsimile here. Oh, excuse me, that's it. So that's our look at facsimiles that have recently been announced by DC. Any thoughts on those guys?
They're cool. I know. I don't know why, but people are gobbling up these facsimiles. How many times is Superman #1 going to get a facsimile? And you said, Justice League already had one. Now they're getting another facsimile.
Yeah.
Why though?
I guess because they feel that they can sell it.
And I agree with Jackson here. Jackson says that Killing Joke and the Death of Superman have so many prints, and I do agree with him. So why more, guys?
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah.
Why more?
Yeah, I have to acknowledge I didn't say hi to the Jackson Roy Kirk yet. So hi, Jackson. Meow. Oh, he's saying meow back. And then Joe, Anachronic Comics, is here. Joe and I were together on a live stream about the Justice League on the 1011 on Gary B's channel a few nights ago, and I had a great time hanging out with him. Thanks for stopping by, Joe.
Yes, absolutely.
Tony, any more news that you want to share?
Zack Snyder released some unseen photos of some of his cool universe characters that we'll never see. They look pretty cool. I like Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, but it's interesting that we never got a Joe Manganiello Deathstroke. I think that would have been really cool. But,
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys.
Yep.
Go for it.
Did you read DCKO?
I
What are
did
your
not.
thoughts about it? No.
I have a chance to read it, but I did not.
What
I
about
have
you?
it. I have not read it yet.
Oh, so I won't say anything. I'd rather wait.
Did
for
you
guys.
like it?
I did. It was.
Okay.
I mean, it could be better. It can always be better, but it was more than I was expecting.
Okay.
It was good.
So I know that for some of these crossovers, one-shot crossovers they're going to have going on, like for the Wonder Woman one, they have it labeled as Wonder Woman versus and then redacted because they don't want to spoil it. Well, it's already gotten spoiled for me because I saw someone listed on eBay with the name not redacted and showed the cover art for it as well.
Wonder Woman versus.
Well, then it usually says redacted because they don't want to spoil for you who she's going to fight in the one shot.
Oh, didn't they already announce that?
But you know who it is.
Yes, I do.
I know who it is. Yeah.
Who is it?
I don't.
I thought they announced that.
It's what?
Didn't they already announce that? Or
Well,
are we talking about two different things?
No, I think we're talking about the same thing.
We're talking the DC Marvel one shot?
No, not DC Marvel,
No,
the
no, no, no.
DCKO.
Okay. All right.
Real.
Oh, DCKO. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
Okay.
So aren't you telling us, Ryan?
I don't want to ruin it for someone that might. I'm just going to say it's 4 letters. And they showed cover art, so 4 letters. Wonder Woman is battling someone with 4 letters in their name.
Okay, maybe I don't know. Because I thought it was somebody else. But it's funny because I talked with that cover artist.
Oh, I know who. Okay, I won't say, but I think I know.
I won't give away who the artist is, but they had on their, you know how like all these artists have these big banners, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that artist was there, and they had the big banner of Wonder Woman fighting this person, but it wasn't the person you're talking about, it was somebody else.
I think I saw that cover as well.
Okay. Glenn says we should just say it.
She's lassoing the guy, and the guy is on the floor, right? And she's like stepping on him and holding a lasso.
I don't remember because I didn't look that close to the cover. Who is it, Andre? You go ahead and say it, and we'll see if we were in sync.
I think it's Lobo.
Yeah, it's Lobo.
So I saw that cover.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, I'll save it. I don't want to ruin it. It's a surprise. But okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, one more thing at least that I have for Newswise before we go in, and it's interesting how this is going to end up tying in to the retro review. So you might have heard in the news that an artist who did a lot of posters, movie posters and stuff, Drew Struzan, he passed away just recently since we've done our last show. And he's really known for doing like a realistic version of some DC heroes, like this Batman poster.
Yeah.
So, and then at the bottom, you get like a little comic book panel as well. So Batman was not the only character that he's done. Let me share here so you can see. He did. Can you see that Superman?
Yep.
Yeah, let's see if I can make him bigger. So he did a Superman 1. I believe, if I can jump back to this real fast, that this is his work as well, and then I'll tell you in a moment how that ties into our retro review tonight. Okay, I'm going to share now. Tony, have you seen this Shazam before?
I've seen it somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that's his work as well.
Yeah.
And then the last one I want to share to tie in to his work, he did. Let me get it open here. I have one of these. I didn't pull it out because it's kind of large to pull out. He did a Wonder Woman here, and let me get you. Let me get you.
Version?
Yeah, let me get you a bigger version of that.
I know that drawing. It's an old one.
Yes.
It's a poster from the 70s.
Yep. Oh, there it goes.
Very cool.
So how that ties into the retro review tonight, see this bottom panel here?
Yeah.
Look for that bottom panel when Tony does his review tonight.
Oh, geez. It's in my book.
Yep.
Prepare to miss it.
So, yeah. I thought that was interesting.
That is cool. Very cool.
Okay. Any other news? Oh, Jackson, it looks awesome. I've got it in a red metallic frame, too. It looks sharp.
You have that poster?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Be a shame if you put it up on the wall behind you.
Yeah, it would.
Even Andre has stuff behind him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Thing. Yeah, there you go. And he's got a
Oh, yeah, nice.
Slick Wonder Woman hat. There you go.
From 84. Yeah.
Oh, the movie 84. Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Of course. I was like, Wonder Woman hat from 1984. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Signature King, if you want to pull up the assist, I'll get us started. So the first two books we're going to do tonight, these are a result of the Wonder Woman TV show with Lynda Carter. And if you can keep it right on that page, Tony, I want to talk about this cover for a minute.
Yep.
So season 1 of the Lynda Carter Wonder Woman TV show took place in World War II. So they wanted to have the comic books correspond with that. So if they're watching the show, people picked up a current comic book, it was also in the World War II setting as well. So the first 2 issues that we're going to do tonight introduce the villain, the Red Panzer. And it shows us how DC accomplished that goal of putting the Earth 2 Wonder Woman from World War II into the comic book. I also want to say before I kick off this, if you look at this cover, I had a chance to buy the original art to this cover at one time. And I came close to buying it. But I knew I would only be able to afford like one cover. So I ended up passing on it. I don't regret it because I love the cover that I do have. But
who's the cover artist on here?
I think it's Garcia-Lopez.
Is it Garcia-Lopez? Okay.
I think he's the next issue for sure. Let me look here to see if he's on this one.
I think it's him.
Yeah, I don't see like a little artist remark on here, and that's weird because
Ernie Chan.
Ernie Chan.
Oh, really?
Ernie Chan on this one, Garcia-Lopez on the next one.
Huh.
So I'll get us kicked off tonight with our retro review. I know Joe likes the cover. He just said he did. I'll get us kicked off with issue 228. So on the first page, we see the menace of the Red Panzer and 2 Wonder Womans rushing towards him. Exactly what is going on? How is this going to play out? We'll find out in the story called Retreat to Tomorrow. So we are in New York City in present day at the time, the 1970s. We have the invisible jet up in the sky waiting for clearance to land while some other planes are taking off. While Wonder Woman is circling around, all of a sudden she notices a bizarre aircraft appearing literally out of nowhere. And you see it just kind of poofing through that cloud. And it's coming straight for them. There's almost a collision that is going to happen. And the jetliner is now in a steep climb down because it couldn't open its throttle in time. And they've stalled out one of their engines. So luckily Wonder Woman is there. And she goes after to save it. She whirls the lasso, gets a hold of the nose, and is able to pull the plane up so it doesn't crash. She wants to have a chat with the pilot of this thing, and she knows she has to get out of her holding pattern first. When she jumps on the ship, she initially notices the sign and identifies what that sign is and is like, this is really odd. And then the pilot is looking, and he is very confused as well to see a Wonderfraulein. So as they start flying near, Wonder Woman, or the pilot notices that he's in the 1970s, which is a shock to him. But he doesn't understand how there can be a Wonder Woman here, let alone one so young that it just can't be happening. He thinks it has to be an American trick or illusion, and he says the Red Panzer will not be deceived by illusion. So he starts firing bullets from his fingertips, and Wonder Woman says, whoever you are, Panzer, let's get one thing straight. The real Wonder Woman can deflect these rapid-fire bullets, and an illusion couldn't. She does bullets and bracelets. And she gives him a big superhero punch, and he mentions that the time scanner foretold nothing about this. And he still can't believe that to survive the war and still be she's so young and so beautiful. He's just in shock. And he finally, when he sees the magic lasso, is convinced of her authenticity. And then she says, then you also must know how I can use it and force you to give me the information that I want. And he fires again with a ray coming out of his fingertips. And at that same instance, from out of the same nowhere that he flew through, this green object comes and starts surrounding the ship. It's a grapple beam that he had forgotten about. And the jaws of this grapple beam go all the way around the impenetrable shell, creating an impenetrable shell, and start dragging the ship and the 2 people inside the ship back through it. So in just heartbeats later, Wonder Woman's trying to figure out what's going on. She went through some type of hole. It must be a space warp, she thinks. But she says, we just traveled from New York to Washington, D.C. in mere seconds. So she's trying to understand what's going on, his uniform, the ship, the insignias that are on that, and he keeps babbling about the 1970s. And she says, now we're in Washington. Why? I need answers. And he's like, I do too. And he's like, you are the Wonder Woman of 1976, but also exist here in my time period, and that's not possible. For just as no one can exist in two places at once, neither can a person coexist with herself in the past. Clearly, I was correct about your being a trick. He says, no matter though, I have dispensed with the problems regardless, and he drops Wonder Woman to the ground and takes off. So as Wonder Woman's gathering herself together, she notices a newspaper. She's in 1943 Washington, and she sees a picture of her meeting President Roosevelt. And she's like, I wasn't even born in 1943. What is going on? And she's like, oh, wait a minute. She sees a picture of the Green Lantern and realizes it's Alan Scott and that she's on Earth 2. And they give us a brief explanation of Earth 1 and Earth 2, how the heroes of Earth 1 came, much later in time than the heroes of Earth 2 did. And there's some differences between, even though they might have a Flash, they're different people that are the Flash and even look a little bit different. So Wonder Woman, now kind of getting her bearings, is approached by a citizen. So he says, wait a minute, I just heard you giving a speech on the radio. And she says, oh, I taped that earlier. And he's like, taped it? What do you mean? And she realizes that tape recordings weren't used until the 1950s. So she's like, it's a transcription disc that's been recorded. And she excuses herself to go shopping. She needs to get some clothes to fit in with the times, and she selects a dress that's $15, uses her Amazon fingernails to give her currency for the times, because the currency she hasn't even been minted yet, and it wouldn't be acceptable. And the woman comments how she bought such an expensive dress, and $15, and Wonder Woman's like, if you think $15 is expensive, wait till you see the inflation for the 1970s. We cut back now to Red Panzer, who's in his underground laboratory, and he has removed his helmet, and he's still very troubled by Wonder Woman's presence in 1976, but he figures he has to put that aside because there's greater things. As he continues to pet his cat, he says, I must correct the flaws in my ship. My determination will not waver. For great is man's dedication to the fatherland, much more than the fur could know. And he talks about how he has to be successful. He was just a mere scientist sent to America to design advanced espionage tools for our spies in Washington. And his name is Helmut Stryker, and he declares himself to be a genius. He knows technology that far surpasses that being used by the Third Reich.
Meow.
And thank you. And
there's a little cat there.
There is. He's petting the little cat. And he knows that he shouldn't exactly divulge what he knows about this technology yet. And he says he also knows from being and using his time scanner how the future is going to go, that Allied troops will land on Normandy on June 5th, 1944, a date which will mark the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany unless he can change the events of the future. And that's what he was attempting to do when he flew into the future as the Red Panzer. But he also notices he overshot his mark due to a mechanical malfunction, which is how he ended up in the 1970s. He says, however, one cannot exist in two places at once, and thus this future Wonder Woman and her present self will cancel each other out, and so the Amazon probably doesn't even exist anymore. So he feels that he is free of her interference, and he's free to correct his vessel's flaw and attempt again to venture into the future, and this time the Red Panzer will not fail. So Wonder Woman, just having gotten out of shopping, sees a little girl who's about to get hit by a car, and she stops that. Wonder Woman saves her. And you hear a voice as the little girl runs away. She says, Mommy, Wonder Woman saved me. And you hear someone say, well, someone did. And when she turns around, there is the Earth 2 Wonder Woman, that world's Wonder Woman. She says, but it certainly wasn't Wonder Woman. And she said, that was a very impressive trick, miss. Why don't you explain how you do that? And we have the Earth 1 and the Earth 2 Wonder Woman battling each other, with the Earth 1 calling her Diana, which shocks the Earth 2 that she knows that. And Earth 1 Wonder Woman realizes she doesn't seem to know who I am. Why doesn't she recognize me? And then she comes to figure out, because they've met in JLA issue 100 for the first time. And she says, but that happening is 20 years in the future. That's why she doesn't recognize me or know who I am, because we haven't met yet. She doesn't know about the multiverse. You can flip the page. And she's trying to reason with the Earth 2 Wonder Woman, but the Earth 2 Wonder Woman really isn't having it and is battling her. So she uses the magic lasso, which is exactly what Earth 1 Diana wanted her to do. And so she explains to her how she came to be, how she is Wonder Woman of Earth 1 from the 1970s. And Earth 2 Wonder Woman apologizes to her and says, well, let's find a way to get you back to where you belong. And who is this Red Panzer you were talking about? I've been tracking him for weeks and just located his hideout. And the Earth 2 says to the Earth 1, I'll take you there, since she inquired about her. So both Wonder Womans arrive within an hour, and they come through the window. They get a closer look at the ship with the Earth 1 Wonder Woman getting in, because she figures the best way to get home is to use the same vessel that took her to Earth 2. So she fires away, and Earth 2 Wonder Woman says goodbye to her and farewell to her sister of another world. You know, may the bright beings behold you on your journey, and Godspeed. As Earth 1 Wonder Woman is gone, we're now staying with the Earth 2 Wonder Woman, and she gets fired upon by the Red Panzer. And he is shocked, first of all, that they didn't cancel each other out, but he accepts the fact that she's not dead and he has to fight her. And he cautions that Fraulein there is only one thing more hateful than a woman who attempts to be clever, and that is a woman who fails to show proper respect for her betters. So on the next page, she uses her force, kicks him with her heels, and he has enormous strength, grabs a hold of some machinery, tosses it on her. She goes to use her lasso and lassos him up. And she says, you need to come along quietly because I have business awaiting for me in Washington. And he says, yes, quietly. Something compels me to. And so their battle ends. Meanwhile, on the next page, go up a little. Up.
Oh.
Right there. Down. Next page. Okay, just up slightly. Sorry, these are broken up a little bit different on the digital.
Yeah, they're not the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we wrap up the story, we see that the Wonder Woman of Earth 1 does make it back to her time period, the 1970s. She's able to jump onto her invisible jet in the place that she left it at, when all of a sudden that same green arm with that grapple beam takes Panzer's
I
ship
think
back.
that's down here. Yeah, that's down here.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird because that's all combined differently on my digital copy. So the hand takes the ship back, but that's okay because Wonder Woman from the 1970s is back where she should be. We have Wonder Woman Earth 2 from the 1940s. She has Panzer all tied up. She's ready to take him in. She doesn't see the ship come back. The wing hits her, ending up with Panzer being free, and that is our cliffhanger to the issue. Joe was asking who wrote this. It is Martin Pasko.
Go Martin.
Yeah. So we'll be sticking with the Earth 2 Wonder Woman. So that's how they did the switch. They did the team up between the Earth 1 and the Earth 2. And then when the story ended, they just kept the readers with the Earth 2 adventures.
Cool.
229 will be up next, and Signature King will be recapping that.
Absolutely. So I didn't know about the two Wonder Woman, although you had a really cool panel here where Wonder Woman was like giving the forehead palm. I'm surprised no one's turned that into a meme yet. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know. It's just the way she was drawn was really fun. Yeah, here we have our classic. Oh, there it is. It says right there, Lopez, right in the cover. So that's pretty cool. Spoke to him this weekend, so that was always a lot of fun to speak to Jose. Yes, Tomorrow Belongs to Me, the Red Panzer. Here we are on the opening page, the credit page, and he's tying up Wonder Woman with her lasso. So kind of cool. So yeah, Wonder Woman was knocked out by Red Panzer, and this part I always got to point this stuff out because it genuinely makes me laugh. So here we have he's got Wonder Woman. She's out. He can just kill her, and the problem will be forever solved. So he's sitting here and he's debating. Oh man, I could kill her, but maybe I shouldn't. But she's been in pain, and I should kill her. You know what? I think I'm gonna kill her. But by the time he makes a decision, it's already too late. Wonder Woman's able to break free and knock him over, and then he's able to talk to Wonder Woman. And he shows her the control panel. Observe the control panel. I don't know why I thought that was so fun. But so he takes the lasso and flies off, and she jumps in the jet, and they're giving chase, and they have this big battle up in the air. And
there's your panel.
Yeah. So this part, I gotta laugh. So throughout Lasso's story and this story, Wonder Woman has been bound at some point, at least once. And on this story, she's bound a couple of times. So she's bound at the beginning with her lasso. Here she gets bound again. He's able to shoot her with some kind of beam, and it puts these cuffs on her where she's cuffed. And she's pretty defenseless, and she goes flying. She gets knocked out of the airplane. She goes crashing to the earth. I already forgot the Panzer. Red Panzer goes flying out, and he's ready to go become master of the world. Meanwhile, we cut back to Diana, and she's unconscious again on the ground, and everyone is, coming to see her, make sure she's okay. And then we hear a voice in the background that says, "I can take care of her." And it's Steve Trevor. He's in his uniform, and he says that he was on his way to, the general's office, and he wanted to see what the commotion was about, and it was Diana. So what a cool coincidence. But yeah, she keeps saying, "I got these bracers stuck together," and she's still bound. He says, let's see if we can pry them loose. So again, another funny part of this issue, what they did with Candy, what was her name? Candy?
Etta Candy.
Woo woo! So they did this character pretty dirty, in my opinion, on this issue. So this character, every time this character talks, she has a mouthful of food. I'll zoom in on an example here. So here we have her over here, and so the bubble says, General Chomp Chomp, he's probably off trying to win the war single-handedly, and it is like that. Every time she has a bubble, she's got a mouthful of food, and she's trying to be serious, but it's. I don't know why I feel like they did this character. I don't know why. I have no clue.
They did it to her back in the Golden Age.
Did they really? Okay.
Yeah, and she was obsessed with candy.
Well, still, they didn't do her any favors.
She was obsessed with candy, and she said woo woo all the time.
Oh man, yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that, but okay. So the general is asked where Steve Trevor is, and she's trying to get him to see things from a different perspective. So we cut back to Wonder Woman, and she's able to break free of these bracers, and she's getting this one was also, I don't know why this issue had a lot of funny moments in it. A mental radio message.
Yep.
I don't know why that one made me laugh, and here I don't know why, but Hippolyta said, "Hola, my daughter." That was pretty funny. I didn't know Hippolyta. I'm sure she speaks many languages, but it's the first time I got to see that I've seen any Amazon speak Spanish. Not that big a deal, just something funny. So she goes on to explain Red Panzer and the problem, and she's getting some advice, and we cut back to the general's office, and here's Etta Candy. So she was eating a chocolate bar, right? Now Etta Candy is eating an ice cream cone. And we cut down here, and she's eating. I don't know what she's eating. Some kind of candy. It looks like. Yeah, Etta Candy and Steve Trevor talking about the general, and Diana is coming in, in disguise at the time, and she's trying to console, Etta Candy about the whole thing would happen. They're talking about the Nazi spy network to bring down the United States. The newspaper headline was pretty funny. Wonder Woman executes bizarre skydive. But you would think that when she was on the ground, bound and unconscious, someone would have thought like, hey, gee, maybe that was not intentional. So in comes Steve Trevor, and he's taking a swing at these Nazi spies, but they definitely outnumber him, and they get the best of him, and they capture him. Wonder Woman comes along a few minutes later, does the same thing. I like how they both come crashing in through different windows. She couldn't come into the same window. She had to use it completely, because here she is in this panel looking through the already broken glass, and she comes through and breaks more glass. I don't know. I don't know. But he's, the whole bad guy. He's hey, we've been expecting you. Look at, we have Steve Trevor, and and you're gonna see the end of Steve Trevor in the world. But alas, she gets bound. She's bound again by chains. And these Nazi spies take her to like this big weapons testing station, where she has to outrun this super heat-seeking guided missile through this maze, which I thought was a pretty cool way to take care of a weapons test. So she gets back into the corner, and she says, here I've got no choice. I figured out a way I can unbind these chains. So she kneels down and lets the missile hit her. But right before it does, she puts the chains right in front, and kablooey, the chains are free. But here comes the next missile, but she's able to take care of it. It explodes, and they're putting Steve Trevor in the rocket, and they're about to launch him. But Diana, Wonder Woman, is able to pull him out real quick, and they have this big battle again with Wonder Woman, the bad guy, Steve Trevor, Red Panzer, Red Baron, the pizza guy, or Snoopy, either one. Snoopy made a cameo. But yeah, here come more missiles, and they point this one right at the Red Panzer, and hits him, and he looks dead. And here we see in the general's office the Nazi spy sabotage ring broken up by Wonder Woman, and that's the end of the issue. But yeah, that was pretty cool. By the way, I was reading some of these notes down here, and they're fun to read. So if you get your hands on this issue, I recommend you check them out for sure.
Cool. So Red Panzer had the heat-seeking missiles set to her bracelets. So she takes off her bracelet, throws it to save herself from the second one, but when her bracelets are off, she goes berserk. So that's why she's trying to kill Red Panzer, and Steve's trying to stop her, and ends up getting a bracelet back on her arm to put her back in control of her
reality.
actions. Yeah. And also, too, Hippolyta, the scene with Hippolyta is important because Wonder Woman tells Hippolyta she knows of the future, and she knows that America will win the war. So, and Hippolyta's like, you can't know that, because if you know that, you might not do the action, you might not try hard enough or do the actions that you need to do, which is why she uses the lasso to make Wonder Woman forget that her knowledge of that. Andre, what are your memories of these two stories that we just shared tonight?
Oh, they were quite vivid. I used to have those comic books. I wasn't even born when they were published here in Brazil. They were published here in... No, I actually was. They were published here in 1977, and they were, mind you, black and white. I have those comic books. I still have them. And they were actually black and white, I can tell. And it was great reading them, because I thought Martin Pasko was so smart by doing that, and it was such a good way for DC to jump universes, to feature the Wonder Woman from World War II, so that they can keep track of the television show back in time. And funny thing, those issues, they were published here in Brazil in a comic book called Super Amigos, Super Friends. And those were the last Wonder Woman stories to be published in that comic book, because the next month she would, for the first time, have her own comic book.
Oh wow!
She used to have one in the beginning of the 70s, in the early 70s, but it was not actually Wonder Woman. It was The Adventures of Diana Prince. So she wasn't called Wonder Woman in Brazil at first. Do you know that, Ryan? Do you know that, Tony? She was called in Brazil Miss America and not Wonder Woman. So why did they change for Wonder Woman? Because of the Super Friends show. When the Super Friends came, it was a completely different company that would translate the episodes, and they translated it right, Wonder Woman. So it was different from comic books, and they couldn't have it. So they changed it, the comic books, to Wonder Woman as well. So that's how she began to be called Wonder Woman in her own comic books. So in 78, we had the very first Wonder Woman comic book in Brazil, and it lasted for 43 issues. So my memories are pretty vivid of these two stories. I really enjoyed them at the time. And I was very sad because they were all black and white. But the next month, the Wonder Woman comic book would be in color. So we could see actually colored comic books, because not many comic books had colors in Brazil back then.
Okay. And then was the next issue also the next issue of the US, which is the Cheetah issue?
Yes, that cover.
Okay. All right.
Also done by Garcia-Lopez, and she was attacking Diana and ripping a poster of Diana on the wall. That's exactly.
We have featured that in the retro review before. Tony, are you having any problems finding the next book for the assist?
No, I can grab it.
Okay. While we're doing that, Andre's going to do a review for us. Now, Andre, we're going very far in the future now. Tell us about the book you picked and the story you picked, and then we'll bring it up.
Okay, actually, it's not a very exciting story like you guys showed up here. It is a tale from the post-crisis Wonder Woman, and it was published in 1989. During that time that George Perez revamped her, and it was quite fun for me to read those stories because, guys, that time was the golden age of comics to me. You know, the golden age of comics, especially DC Comics, was when John Byrne took over Superman and Miller Batman and George Perez Wonder Woman. That was the best time ever to be alive to read comic books, in my opinion. I think nothing is beyond that, at least not yet. So it's a story from that time where we see a young and naive Diana living on man's world, and she's coming, she's meeting, there's this cultural shock because she comes from society, supposedly perfect society with Amazons, and she, for the first time, is going to spend Christmas in our world, so she gets to know Christmas for the very first time.
All right, well, so take it away then, okay?
Okay, we begin with Diana having a dream, and this reflects what she was living back then at the time. She's being sent to the man of war, to the world of man, so that she has her mission of peace and show the way of the Amazons. And at the same time, Minnie Meyer is dead, her friend from her PR lady. She is dead. She committed suicide. And there's Hermes as well, the God messenger. And he built Boston with his powers because Boston had been destroyed by this very giant and this guy Ixion, I think it was his name, several issues earlier. And we also have Zeus, who wanted to have Diana as his lover, and she denied it. So she wakes up, and meanwhile, Julia Capatellis, who was like her mother in Man's World, is receiving a new character who is a pastor. She actually is called Sharon. And what I do like about this story as well is the art. You can see here, it's a very clean art, it's a very detailed art, and it's very faithful to what we had happening, what we had going on back at the time. So nothing great happens here. The two characters are meeting again after a while. I think after 7 years that they don't see each other. Please scroll down. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. So the lady tells Julia that she's being cheated by her husband, and she's thinking of leaving her church because she's ashamed of what people say, and she must go to a new congregation, and she's in doubt. She doesn't know if she's going to stay as a pastor or if she's going back to school for a doctorate, and she has this kind of crisis of faith while everyone is preparing for Christmas. Scroll down, please. Yeah, keep scrolling. This is Vanessa, Julia's daughter. She was a very constant presence back in the day as a character in supporting characters in Wonder Woman title, in the Wonder Woman title back then. She was like Diana's younger sister. She was a teenager living in the 80s. So she liked everything we did back then. Rock bands and TV shows. She was like our mirror back at the time. So Diana, she just arrives from Paradise Island and she meets Sharon for the first time, who was very impressed about Diana. But they have this conversation about what they believe, and this is the very first time Diana is inquiring about the Christian religion, and they find out that they have more in common than they thought, because their values, they are almost the same. Though Diana believes in many gods and Sharon believes in one God only. Okay, scroll down. You can see, guys, the art is very beautiful. It's simple. It's very nice. The guy who had drawn this was the same guy who wrote this, and his name is Eric Shanower. Okay, keep scrolling down, please. So they start celebrating Christmas with everything we do, like sitting on the table for feasting and cooking and listening to Christmas songs and singing Christmas songs, and that's all very special and new to Diana, and she likes it a lot. But suddenly, in the middle of the night, Sharon wakes up and sees Diana looking outside and very sad. So they have this conversation, and Diana tells her that she's very insecure about her mission because people are not listening to her, and she's afraid that people won't listen to her, and she's afraid of failing. So now it's the time for Sharon to give Diana the strength she needs. So next day they wake up and they open their presents. They eat that delicious food from Christmas, and Sharon tells Julia that she has decided to keep going to the congregation and to use her superpowers. And Julia says, superpowers? What do you mean? Oh, I have superpowers, Sharon says. I can convince people. I can give my best to touch them. And Diana smiles because Diana knows that was the result of the conversation that they had the previous night. And that's it. It's a simple story, not an action-packed story, but it's a beautiful story.
Yeah, for those who are wondering, that came from Christmas with the Superheroes issue number 2, a holiday one-shot, and that was 1989. So I had never read that story until now, but that's a really nice story. And you're right, the writer and artist, I wish he would have done the main Wonder Woman title, because I like his feel for that. After George Perez left the title, or even when he stopped doing the art, I wish this guy would have taken over, because I really like his style.
It's beautiful. It's clean and it's faithful. It's very faithful to what George Perez did, right? It's wonderful. I love that story, and I've always remembered that story because it has a special place in my heart. Because it was like Diana finding out the things that we love here, and everyone loves Christmas.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna put that on my want list and get that into my collection.
Oh, and let me tell you this issue. It has many other good stories. The Deadman one, it's a very special story. He's gonna meet someone who was long forgotten and dead. I can't tell you who because I won't ruin the surprise. But you must read that issue because it's very nice.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that one with us, Andre. I think you picked a good one there.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's interesting to see characters in religion. You don't often see that mix, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So, Tony, do you have any thoughts or comments on any of the issues that we reviewed tonight?
Oh, they're all good. Very great. Never heard of the Red Panzer before, so it was new to To me, I even looked him up in the DC Comics Encyclopedia, and he was not there.
Okay.
I think that might be a different reason he's not there.
Yeah, could be.
But yeah, this is an interesting couple stories. Even the Wonder Woman one that was short, is still meaningful. But yeah, these were all good stories.
Yeah, Andre, anything you want to add in about any of the stories that we covered tonight?
Yeah, that's a curious fact. The Red Panzer has returned to the DC universe in a story written by Phil Jimenez in 1997. It was a crossover. No, I'm lying. It was 1999. It was a crossover series called Girl Frenzy. And we had this special issue with Donna Troy, and she meets with Wonder Woman and Shazam to fight the Red Panzer.
Nice.
The nowadays Red Panzer, not this guy Tony Red from World War II, but a new Red Panzer. The Red Panzer revamped for our times. It's a very good story, very well written, and very well drawn.
Nice. We'll have to do that sometime, maybe on the retro review. Especially if it's got a Shazam in it, Tony might enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know that one, Tony? Have you ever read that?
No.
It's very good. You should.
Yeah,
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. As for me, so they followed the Earth 2 Wonder Woman starting in 228 until issue 243 when they switched back because the TV show switched back to modern times when it went from ABC to CBS. Those I wish that they would collect those stories from that era of the Earth 2 Wonder Woman and put them together in a trade paperback or something, because I think that those are very worthwhile reading stories.
Yeah, they are. I love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are fun reviews tonight. We're going to get into our book show portion. First, I want to ask everyone here on the panel, because I'll forget if I don't ask now. We'll start with Andre. Andre, Wonder Woman Day 2025 is Tuesday, officially. That's the anniversary of All-Star Comics number 8 being published. How will you celebrate Wonder Woman Day?
I can't help but remembering that you guys in the US had a Wonder Woman Day. You remember that?
I do.
And artists, they would come up with new drawings, new art, and everybody would celebrate. It was a great time, I remember. But I don't think you do that anymore, right?
No.
So how I would celebrate the Wonder Woman Day? I don't know.
Will you wear a Wonder Woman shirt?
I could do that. Yes, I'm always wearing Wonder Woman shirts, but I wish I could do something more special. I had to give it a thought.
All right, yeah, just give it a thought. Tony, how will you celebrate Wonder Woman Day 2025? Will there be content related to Diana?
No, but there should be. But that's a good idea. I got to be honest with you, I didn't know it was Wonder Woman Day.
Okay. I'm serious. Like, if you Google Wonder Woman Day 2025, you're going to get an answer saying it's Tuesday. This isn't just something I made up.
I believe you. I believe you. I would wear the Wonder Woman shirt, but that's like the one time that I'm actually in the office for that week. So I won't be. But I don't know. I have some Wonder Woman cookies. Maybe I'll share them with the kids. So
awesome.
It'll be fun.
As for me, how I'll celebrate, I'll talk about that more when we get into the book show, because there will be content. Of course, this is the beginning of me celebrating the upcoming Wonder Woman Day with tonight's Wonder Woman themed Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. So, Andre, you don't do like a YouTube channel, but I did put a link to your Instagram in case people want to see some of the cool things that you have in your collection. They can follow you there. Do you have some stuff you'd like to share with us as a book show portion? Anything DC Comics or Wonder Woman related?
Yeah, I actually have two things.
Go for it.
I had to choose between the two of them, but I actually ended up with the two of them to show you guys.
That's fine.
The first one is something very special to me, and it was given to me by my very good friend, the Magic Lasso. It's this.
I think I know who that is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
This is my first CGC comic book. Your
first graded comic book, yeah.
Graded comic book. Guys, we don't have this kind of thing here in Brazil. This is a US thing. We don't have books framed like this and graded like this. We don't have it. It's a
Have
US
you seen them in Brazil before?
Yeah, I have some friends who have them, but
Okay.
they are not sold in Brazil. And Brazilian collectors, they don't do this. They don't used to do this. And
So
some
I have two
actually have.
questions for you. I have two questions
Yeah.
for you.
What is
So
it?
is the fact that you have one of those, does that make you like a big dog over in Brazil, as a collector? The fact that you have a graded comic book, does that make you a top dog?
Uh, in a way, yes, but people don't care much about this in Brazil.
Okay.
It's not something that they value a lot. They don't cherish this.
Okay, my second
Not like
question
you guys
is,
in the US, but very few people have this.
okay.
Very few people.
So my second question for you
Okay.
is, what is the significance of that comic book to you besides being the fact that it's your first graded comic book?
That was I was just going to say that
Okay.
this is a very special issue to me because this, the Brazilian version, of course, was my very first comic book in my life. I mean, superhero comic book. I remember my father going with me to the bus station here in Brasilia, the city I live in, Brazil, and I remember entering the newsstand, and there was this comic book. It was the one I chose because I used to love Wonder Woman thanks to the Super Friends show, the cartoon. So we went home, and I remember him reading this comic book to me because I was 4 and I couldn't read it yet. I didn't know how to read. So we were laying on the bed, and he was by my side, and he was holding the comic book like this. And I was just beside him, and he was reading, and I was watching the panels and listening and putting things together in my face. So it has a very special meaning to me because it was my first one and because my father bought it to me. So you just nailed it, Ryan. Thanks a lot. Because when I saw it, oh my God, I can't believe.
I
Can't
just
believe.
I just thought that it's, I'm a big fan of irony, the fact of, well, that's very ironic that that happened. And I thought your first graded comic book should be a version of the first comic book you ever had, because that's very ironic.
It makes total sense, and I appreciate that sense
Of
of,
course.
of irony you have. It's
Yes.
awesome. You just
I'm
nailed
glad
it.
you liked it.
Perfect present. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Well, and the second thing that I want to show you guys, it's something special to me because it goes. We're going back. We are going back now to 1998 when this was released, and it is something quite rare because at the time uh, we didn't have much merchandising for that era, and this is the era I'm talking about.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow! Look at
The
that.
John Byrne era. This is a Jack in the Box toy, and Diana, she keeps having to be balanced here. You
Yeah,
know,
mine too.
uh-huh. And it's a very beautiful piece because it's the John Byrne costume. You see the 2 stars
Hmm.
here. You see the belt reaching the WW logo, and it's a very beautiful, colorful little statue. It's resin, I think, and they also made a Superman and a Batman one, but this is my favorite. And it was a gift from a pen pal that I used to have back in the time because we didn't have the internet back then. Not, I mean, we did have it, but it was not this.
Yeah.
It was very few people who had it. So I received it in the mail, and I've kept it with me ever since because this has a special place in my heart. I love it.
That's surprisingly big for a free giveaway item from a restaurant.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, that's a cool item. Thanks for sharing that with us. Mine has the same problem too in balancing her. You've just got to get the right spot. There's only like
No,
one way she'll stand, and you got to get
no,
that
no,
right
no,
spot.
no. They were actually made to be balanced. That's the
Okay.
charm of it. The
Yeah.
Batman has the same problem, and
Yeah.
Superman has the same problem. That's the idea, to balance it.
Yeah. Well, cool. You picked some good stuff. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Mr. SK, what your channel and your book show?
Yeah, lots of stuff coming up on the channel here. As you can see, I've now accumulated even more stuff behind me. So I've emptied the cabinet. I think I can maybe move it tomorrow if time permits. But I'm going to tomorrow. I have to make a trip somewhere so I can drop this off in the mail to you, Mr. Lasso.
To me? Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is for you right here.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. But yeah, I'm gonna do a big Baltimore Comic-Con review and haul and whatnot. So that's coming up. So I just gotta film it. Luckily, I'm off tomorrow, so I should have some time. But in terms of a book show, again, sticking with Baltimore Comic-Con, I was able to get 2 signatures on this book that I needed. Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad. It was the first time meeting Michael Conrad. Super cool guy. Kept his sunglasses on the whole time.
It's because he's cool.
He's cool. He's got his
I like
leather
Michael.
jacket
He's
on.
cool.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. And it's funny because not Michael Conrad or Becky Cloonan. There was another popular artist that was with that group, whatever that group is that represents them, and it was 5 free signatures. It's $5 per after, and I had 6. I tried to give them $5, and like, no, keep it. I don't like the people who rep us, so I don't care. Like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so this is book 1, Olympus Rebirth. So we added Michael Conrad and Becky Cloonan. We had already Lee Weeks and Caitlin Yarsky. Both everyone was great so far. So I would need technically Jordi Belair on that one, whom I never see, so I don't think I ever will. So I think I'm going to call it on that one. This next one here, again, I added Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad. But we've already had Aretha Martinez and Mark Morales. And that is Future State number 1, Peach Momoko cover. So it is super cool. But
very beautiful.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the rest of them. And there's, as you can see, I've got stacks coming in. So
nice. And SK was nice enough to get something that I sent signed for me. So thank you.
Yeah,
for
the
doing
back
that.
cover looks like this. In case you want to know, it looks just like this, almost identical.
Yep. So awesome. For my book show tonight, I'll talk about my channel first and what you can find on the channel. Currently on the channel is a Defenders back issue of the week, and it's one of those where this team is breaking up, so you can check that out. And then my comic book editions 258 is an all Superman haul with some more Bronze Age Superman and a little bit of Superman merchandise as well that I've recently added into my collection. So that's currently on the channel. My Wonder Woman Day coverage has started right now with our Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. Tomorrow, I am doing a Wonder Woman Silver Age comic book as the back issue of the week. Currently in the current Wonder Woman comic books, the adversary is Mouseman. I'm going to go back and look at Mouseman's very first appearance in the Silver Age as the back issue of the week tomorrow. Mice have ears, Mouseman knows. And then my comic book editions video that's coming out Tuesday, which is actually Wonder Woman Day 2025. Comic book editions 259 is an all Wonder Woman haul. You are going to see autographs with an S at the end. You're going to see a foreign edition Wonder Woman. You're going to see Wonder Woman merchandise. You're going to see NYCC exclusives. All of that and more in Tuesday's video, so be looking for that. Wow. Yes, Glenn, how did you miss that? It's currently on the channel. When we wrap up, you can head right over and watch it. It's got a great thumbnail of Clark walking away from Superman. So that's what's currently on my channel. For my book show, I pulled a lot of stuff. I'm going to start with this. So tonight, we showed you how they took Wonder Woman in the comic books and put her into World War II. I'm going to show you the issue where they put her back to modern. It's Wonder Woman 243. And essentially, they did the exact same thing. They had the Wonder Woman of Earth 1 and Earth 2 team up, and then when they went their separate ways, we stayed with the Wonder Woman of Earth 1 this time. That's what happened in this story, which has got a great cover with Angleman.
Angleman.
Yeah. So, in addition for my book show, at the time that the Wonder Woman TV series was such a huge hit, this bootleg was circulating over in Argentina, and these are so incredibly hard to find. The only reason I have them is because of this guy. Just about a year ago, coming up in a few weeks, it'll be a year to the day, he surprised me and almost made me boo-hoo, and I couldn't even speak at one point when he gifted these comic books to me. And even to find a bootleg of the boot, because these are bootlegs, but to find a bootleg, these are original bootlegs, but to find a bootleg of the bootleg is even tough. And you spend a lot of money looking for those. There were 13 of these, I believe, in grand total that existed. And because of Andre and his generosity, I have 4 of them in my collection, which I never in my life even thought I'd have one. So it just still just gets to me so much when it gets to me, because it reminds me of the friendship and the bond. That's what gets to me when I look at these, and I don't even know what else to say right now. But I did pick one more item to share, and this is because of Andre as well. Although Andre didn't really set out to get this for me, I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for Andre. Do you know what I'm going to show, Andre?
No. I have no idea.
How about this?
Oh,
This is an original sketch from Mike Deodato Jr.
Yeah, that was actually a surprise for me too.
So I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for Andre. And thank you, Mike Deodato. I just wanted an autograph, and not only did I get an autograph, I got a little bit of a sketch to go with it too. So
yeah, Mike was very kind.
Yeah, very kind.
I wrote him. He's my friend. I wrote him, and he told me, "Okay, Andre, I don't usually do that, but since it's for you, I'm gonna do it." And he actually did. And when I received it, I mean, Ryan sent me the comic book. He wanted autographed. I forward it to Deodato, and he sends it back to me. And when I open that parcel, I see it, and I turn around the comic book, and I see that. My heart was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he did that!" And I didn't even ask. It was out of pure generosity of Mike's. And I immediately wanted to call Ryan and show him, and I held my horses, and I said to myself, "No, what are you doing? Stop everything and keep quiet. You're going to surprise him." And that was actually what I did.
Yeah. And didn't you also say that it was the fact that I wanted this personalized to my name that meant something to Mike?
That's right. Because he saw that Ryan didn't want a comic book autographed to sell. You know, it was for his collection, and that kind of touched Deodato. Mike really appreciated that.
Yeah.
That's
well,
true.
I appreciate this.
About it.
I thank him, and I thank you, because like I said, it wouldn't be in my collection if it wasn't for you. So I could go on and on with the generosity that our guest today has shared in my life, but we'll just have to bring them back on again so I can show more things. That's what I say. So Andre, I know it's late in Brazil, but you did a great job being on here tonight. Thank you so much. I do want to say real quick, too, for those at home, if you want to share a cover or do your own version of book show, something Wonder Woman or DC Comics, do that on Instagram and use the hashtag Fanboys Live in the Retro Review so we can see your post. We would love to see what you have to contribute for your at-home book show. Andre, thank you for spending time with us tonight.
It was a pleasure, and I have a question for you guys.
Go for it.
Do you guys know each other outside the internet?
We met this year.
Have you shaken hands?
Yes.
Oh, great.
We did. We met this year in Chicago at C2E2 convention.
Oh, yeah, you told me. I'm sorry. I just remembered now. Yeah, you told me. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just the show in general was fun. Yeah.
He was with me when I got my Jenny Frizen Grail.
Oh,
That was worth the trip just for that. Just to watch was worth the trip.
I almost couldn't speak. It was just this motion. When I think of that moment, is what I see in my head because that's what the world was doing at that time. Everything was going like this.
It was kind of like Mike Tyson just punched you right square in the face, and you were dazed and confused.
Yeah. Love hit me with a 10-pound hammer.
Yeah, a couple times. Just
yeah.
Because Jenny Frischen was so nice. You know, she
always
nauseatingly
is.
friendly in a good way. You know?
Yeah. So that was awesome. Yes, Andre, please come back sometime. Hang with us again.
Will do. Thanks for the invitation, Tony. Nice talking to you again, and I hope for the day to shake hands with you as well. I hope the three of us can get together someday.
We would have fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, definitely we will.
Yeah. I'll go back to Brazil. I've been to Brazil before. I'll go back.
Oh, have you been here?
Yeah, I've been to your city, Brasilia. Yeah, I've been right
Brazil. I don't really. Oh my gosh, when was it?
2010. 2010.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you ever come back, do tell me, okay?
Yeah, I've got friends in Brazil, so mostly in Sao Paulo, but hey, that's still
great. And please bring Ryan with you, even if he's inside your suitcase.
I was just gonna say I got a suitcase that's big enough for him.
Fun. And Andre, maybe sometime we'll have you back when Silver Hair Bronze Age Babe is on with us too, because I know you like Sarah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I hope for the day to interact with her too.
Yeah, awesome. That wraps up the greatest DC Comics show on YouTube, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Have a happy Wonder Woman Day this Tuesday. May the glory of Gaia be with you. And we are going to say good night. So thanks for watching.
Guys.
Bye.